Okay, today we are going to be able to learn, or we're going to try and learn, how to solve and simplify equations using these little manipulatives called algebra tiles. You've got a couple of different tiles that represent a couple of different things in an equation. So the first thing we're going to do is go over what tiles we are going to be using and what they represent. The first tile we have is this little yellow square, and it represents your ones unit. If you're dealing with negative numbers, you can have a red square, and that's going to represent negative, but yellow represents positive. And since we're going to be just dealing with positive numbers today, that's the only color I got. The next tile that we use is the green longer tile, and it represents your x value. If your x value is negative, that tile can also be red. But since today we're just going to be dealing with positive numbers, we just did the green one. Now we've got one more tile, and it is the bigger square, and it represents our x squared unit. The reason why that one represents our x squared unit is because you see, if you have two of your x's, that little square just kind of fits right in there. So that represents your x squared unit. Okay? So now let's get ready to solve a couple of these equations. We're going to start off with a couple of the easier equations just until we get used to the tiles. The first problem we're going to practice using the algebra tiles with is going to be 2x plus 3x. And we're going to solve that equation. Now, the first thing we're going to do is start to the left of the problem and work our way all the way to the right. So the first thing it says we need is 2 x's. Now, we've already gone over what tile represents our x value, and it was the green tile. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 x's. Now the order in which we're going to do it is we're going to add. So I'm going to stick this little addition sign here just so I know. And then you're going to add 3 more x's. So the next thing that we need is 3 more of the x tiles. So I'm going to grab 3 more of those. 1, 2, 3. And now all we need to do, since we're adding, is count these tiles up and we'll have our answer. So we've got 1x, 2x, plus 3 x's. So 3x, 4x, and 5x. So this problem, 2x plus 3x, is going to give us 5 x's. And that's your answer. Okay. Now we're going to do one more of these problems just so we have the concept down. The next problem that we're going to do is going to be 3x plus 5x. So we're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to start to the left and work our way to the right. And the first thing it says we need is 3 x's. So you're going to grab 3 of your x. I'll use 1, 2, 3. And then it says you're going to add. So I'm going to put this here, and then we're going to add 5 x's. So we need 5 more of our x value tiles. 1, 2, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now since we're adding, we're just going to count all these up and we will have our answer. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 x's here. So 3x plus 5x gives you 8 x's. Now we are going to do a little bit different type of problem. Okay. The next problem we're going to do is a subtraction problem, and it's going to be 7x minus 3x. And again, we're just using our x values. So the first thing you do is grab your 7 x's. Okay, I've got my 7 x's there. Now it's saying that we are going to take away 3 of them. So I'm going to take 3 of them out. And then that problem is just going to leave me with 4 x's. And you can count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7x minus 3x is equal to 4x. Okay. Now we've got a little bit more difficult of a problem coming up that we are going to do with these tiles. And it's because you're going to be doing more than one operation. And the problem's going to look like 7x minus 2x. And then we're going to add 3 and use the ones. So the first thing I'm going to do is start at my left and get my 7 x's out, because that's the first thing it says I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 7. So I've got my 7 tiles out there, and it says I'm going to take away 2 tiles next. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 of them out. Now it says that we are going to add 3 ones. And this is a tile we haven't used yet. So we are going to add three ones. Okay. And all we're doing is just simplifying this equation. So when you get it looking like this, you're going to count up your x values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you've got 5 x's and your addition sign. Don't forget that. And then you've got 3 ones. So your answer is 5x plus 3. And that's your answer. Now we've got one more of these types of problems we're going to do. And this one is going to be a little bit different, because now we are going to throw in that other algebra tile that we haven't used yet, the x squared. So what we're going to do is simplify this expression as well. The problem's going to look like this. X squared plus 2x plus 3x. Okay. X squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 5. So what we're going to do is the first thing it tells us to grab is our x squared tile. So we're going to put one of those out here. Okay. And now we've got to have 2 x's. So I'm going to put my 2 x's out there as well. Now it says we're going to add 3 more x's to the problem. So I am going to throw 3 more of my x tiles out there. 1, 2, 3. Now we're still not done. We still have to add 5 to our problem. So this is our ones algebra text tile. So I'm going to throw 5 of our ones tiles out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when you simplify this equation, you've got x squared, and everything's positive, so I'm going to put a plus sign. Now I'm going to count up my x values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got a total of 5 x's out there. And then you've got your 5 1s. So if you're just simplifying that, your answer should look like that.